Right, ladies and gentlemen, Trill just charging across the map, but getting sapped. This could be a decent start for Roasties. He's going to shadow step over. Are they going to just train down Sea-Doo? It does appear to be the case early on. Noble get a guaranteed start on Sea-Doo. It's a 3-on-1. He's going to trade out Astral Shift and Windshear Jamili, trying to get Mez out of that crowd control, but that Frost Nova holding Mez in place. Roasties no longer going after Sea-Doo. He's going to split some pressure, but Mez has completely slowed them down. Nice blink from Jamili, but they've isolated Roasties with a full Hex secured onto Gorecki. Roasties in a ton of trouble there. Had to trade almost his entire defensive arsenal just to stay alive.
Yeah, it was nicely done by Jamili, though, avoiding that double leg sweep. Blood Off Silence comes in. Big pressure, though, onto Jamili. Arcane Power going to be committed as they try to put some pressure over onto Mez, but Sea-Doo not in any crowd control right now. Doesn't have his Astral Shift. Rosty's actually playing a little bit of defense right now. He's going to be retreating back, looking for some damage over onto Sea-Doo. Gets up the Rupture, gets up the Garrote, just to get a little bit of spread pressure going in. Nice grip. Fist of Fury stun coming in from Method Orange.
Yeah, and it seems like they're going for this dampen strat. Another Hex snuck in by Sea-Doo onto Gorecki. That's going to put Jamili quite behind as well as Roasties, but Sea-Doo is still the pressure point. How's he going to deal with this? No Earthen Shield for 10 seconds. He needs to get back behind the pillar as soon as possible. He's managed to do it. Healing Tide, Healing Waves being casted. No Blink counterspell shenanigans. Roasties is playing a little bit safe. Of course, he has to. He has no cooldowns. He just used them earlier, so if Roasties goes into the enemy team too far, they could just throw the game, but a grip into another double stun. Life Grip protects Jamili, but Roasties was the one with no cooldowns. They left Roasties behind. He's in a ton of trouble. There's a Dragon. Roasties down below half, but Gorecki no longer crowd controlled. Should be able to restabilize the situation. Now, Noble capitalizing on this with a full polymorph. Snuck onto Sea-Doo. Mez has to trade out his Icebound Fortitude. That's his biggest defensive cooldown. With that out of the way, Mez will now be exposed for quite some time.
Yeah, Roasties still has that Vendetta, and keep in mind, like you said, Roasties has no trinkets available, so these double setups coming in from Method Orange could be exceptionally strong, especially now that this rogue does not have any outs. Touch of Death actually going to be committed over to Jamili. He gets interrupted. Trill looking for the Incapacitate, lands it onto Gorecki. Jamili's going to get bursted. He needs to keep himself alive. Nice wind shear coming in from Sea-Doo. Doesn't look like it's going to be the Ice Block, but a huge amount of burst coming at the last second. Ice Block is forced out. In the meantime, though, Sea-Doo into the kidney shot. Astral Shift's going to be forced out.
Yeah, Sea-Doo getting swapped to constantly by Roasties. They want to keep Sea-Doo on his toes, but Method Orange are doing a great job of protecting him and switching back to Roasties whenever they do it. Now Sea-Doo looks like he wants to get aggressive. He's jumping right into Gorecki's face. They're probably mashing Purge. They know they got Ice Block out of the way, but Mez is still in trouble. This could be a Spirit Link Totem, potentially from Sea-Doo. They get double leg sweep. Gorecki trinkets out. Gorecki wants to get a Fear, but Mez is intercepting him. If Gorecki can get to Sea-Doo, Mez could be in trouble. Gorecki still marching, not opting to go for the Fear on Sea-Doo, actually fearing the DPS to maybe set up a swap on Sea-Doo. He's going to preemptively Voodoo to try and deny the kidney shot, but still, it's a 3-on-1. Sea-Doo down below half. Now they're going to blind him. They're baiting the trinkets to use Vendetta later. Sea-Doo isn't falling for the bait. This is not looking too good for Noble if they don't fall for it, but they do connect it with a sap, but there's no pressure off the back of this. They are going to now commit to Mez. It's going to be Trinket Anti-Magic Shield. Yes, immediately going to be traded out so Sea-Doo can sit through that blind sap combo. Now Method Orange, really, they just need to protect Mez, and if they can do that, Gorecki's running out of mana, and it's just looking better and better for them.
Yeah, Jamili trinkets out of the Fist of Fury stun. Once he runs out of trinkets, we see what happens when he gets caught into those stuns, and Mez and Trill can really land that damage. Mez, Trill, and Sea-Doo just going to be hiding behind the pillar once again. Jamili taking a defensive position with Gorecki. If we look at healer man, it's relatively even for both teams. Not in dampening just yet. Roasties has a Vendetta coming up, but they weren't able to force that key trinket from Sea-Doo, so they don't have that all-in potential. If he does trade out the Vendetta, Sea-Doo always has that option to just trinket out and keep himself alive.
What I find most impressive with Noble is Jamili in particular. He plays every single class and every single spec. He's probably the most well-versed multi-classer in the tournament. I think the only thing holding him back could be team synergy, but here's a nice setup from Noble. Quick and clean. That's going to get a Spirit Link Totem. Now they're trying to punish Roasties for the overextension. Immediate Death Grip on the Life Grip. Roasties just flailing to stay alive, but Jamili's punished the whole team. If they can get a couple triple Arcane Barrages, Sea-Doo connects a big heal on himself, but Trill is still dangerously low. Touch of Karma forced to be traded out from him. Mez is starting to restabilize. Sea-Doo's trying to drag the fight out. I'd love to see Gorecki punish this defensive play by going for drinks a little bit earlier on. He's decent on mana right now, but if this keeps getting dragged out, he's definitely going to need to reset his mana. Trill is overextending a lot with no Touch of Karma. This could be a punish. Roasty's not able to get over there. He's just training down Mez and trying to prevent the Death Knight from connecting onto Jamili, who is going to be the primary kill target with no Ice Block. But there, a full Scream and a full stun onto Trill. Trill trinkets out. So does Sea-Doo. That's a trinket overlap. This is an opening now for Roasties later on in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, Trill could be in big trouble. He ports away behind the pillar to keep himself alive, but now it's going to be so scary for him to push over onto Jamili, go behind the pillar like we saw in the last game. Roasty taking a bit of damage. Gorecki, though, able to easily heal him up with the triple polymorph over onto Sea-Doo. Both Mez and Trill just going to be line of sighting right now. Mark of Alunith gets cast out by Jamili. Wants to keep up the cleave pressure. Everyone's sort of rotting down right now. This is nicely done by Noble. This isn't looking too bad for them. Method Orange, they don't have many defensives left. I think the AMZ is still going to be available for Mez, so they have that available if they need it. Icebound Fortitude. Mez is going to be that pillar for the team to keep themselves alive.
That's great from Gorecki. He now got a massive mana lead moving into Dampening. And if Method Orange keeps stacking like this, it's perfect for the Arcane Mage. You guys get triple barrages, and C2 will be tapped on mana shortly. We see a paralysis into the double stun setup. I love these paralysis to prevent Jamili from pre-blinking, but ultimately Jamili and Roasty's trick it out to go all in on Mez. How's he going to deal with this? Overlapping the cooldowns of Icebound Fortitude and Anti-Magic Zone. Even with this overlap, Mez is still dipping below half. If they can keep C2 locked in polymorphs, if there's a Psychic Scream, Mez could easily fall. He paralysis Gorecki to deny the Scream for a couple of seconds, but now they get the cheap shot. Gorecki moves in, and Noble are going to clean this up, tying this series 1-1. Now we got a series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
And Noble played that so beautifully. Honestly, the rotation in their defensive cooldowns, making sure they kept